We're literally at the kitchen table.
It's true.
How about
We
that?
are.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, come to our kitchen table.
Why don't you kick us off, Michelle?
Okay. Today we're meeting with Ryan Busse, who is, I would like to say, governor to be. No, he's running for governor of Montana. And
I like that optimism. Let's stick with that.
yeah, no, I like to put it out there to the universe. No, but he's a very interesting fella, and we are excited to have him here on our podcast. And I keep moving. Joe's going to kill me that my voice is going in and out.
Oh, yeah, and just a reminder that if we tap on the table, it's going to come through on the mics. So
Yeah, probably reminding me,
quiet.
even though all these years. But yes, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, guys.
We're really excited to hear from you. Okay, so we're going to just start with the hard-hitting questions, if you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah. Let's
all right.
get them coming.
Okay. Your approach to gun ownership and control is very Montana. How have people outside the state reacted to it?
Well, I released I spent, for those who don't know, I spent 25 years and 4 days in the firearms industry. I helped build a pretty iconic company. I'm responsible for selling, almost 3 million guns. I own lots of guns, and I spend lots of time with my kids hunting and shooting. And I'm also concerned with irresponsibility and radicalization in the gun industry and in gun ownership in general. I think it jeopardizes lots of stuff. It jeopardizes our democracy. It jeopardizes our kids' safety. And in my estimation, responsible gun owners should stand up and say that. It's if we want to maintain those rights, they have to be balanced with responsibility. And I think our balance has got a little out of whack. And so the way people have reacted, I thought after I released my book in October 2021, I thought we might get a deluge of criticism. It might get really ugly. I was worried about the safety of my family and my wife and my kids and me, and we live in Kalispell. And exactly the opposite happened. We have been swamped with positive, reinforcing comments, letters, direct messages. People stop us on the street thank you for doing this. It's gone too far. I'm a gun owner, but we can't keep going this way. And especially after things like Uvalde or Buffalo, horrible events like that. Or things like January 6th, or things like what happened in Kalispell and in Bozeman and Billings, where you have armed AR-15 wielding dudes marching up and down the street scaring kids. Responsible gun owners ain't down with that.
No.
I'm not down with that, and I think it's our responsibility to stand up and say, hey, we can and want to own guns and hunt and defend ourselves, but sometimes it's gone too far, so that's where I'm at.
Absolutely. No, and I think that's where our country has been for many centuries, but then all of a sudden this radicalism kind of jumped in there. But yeah, I'm a hunter, and I love to use guns. It's great. It's how I fill my freezer. It's all of those things. But yeah, it's definitely gone far off the rails, and we really appreciate your stance on gun ownership, because it is very Montana.
I would say what I tell people is I'm actually to the right of some of these people who think they are far right radicals. And I say that because I think responsible, patriotic gun owners know that they have to do what it takes to maintain our rights. So if these radicals get their way, they're going to melt down the democracy. We're going to go to civil war with each other. We're going to kill each other with our guns. What is going to be left then? Nothing. Yeah. So I want to do what it takes to foster and maintain our democracy and our rights. I think that means sometimes we have to look ourselves in the eye and say, look, our own tribe, our own people, they're screwing up. We have to have the courage to do that. Yeah. It's tough in this environment to kind of criticize your own, air quotes here, people, but that's what we got to do.
I completely agree.
What is your hunting rifle of choice?
Oh boy, I got lots of them.
What's your favorite?
So my favorite, I worked at Kimber for 25 years and helped design, and obviously we sold lots of this mountain rifle called the Mountain Ascent. It's chambered in .280 Ackley, so it's a really lightweight mountain rifle, and I've just about everything that I've harvested in the last 15 years has been with that rifle with one particular load. I shoot an all copper bullet because I'm concerned about lead impacts to raptors, and so all copper 140 grain bullet out of a .280 Ackley mountain rifle, weighs about 6 pounds, so it's a nice little rifle.
Okay,
nice.
Sounds like an expensive bullet.
No, they've actually copper bullets 15 years ago were more expensive than lead, and now all copper bullets are almost the same price as lead, and a lot of states are moving towards more restrictions on lead ammunition because of the impacts, especially to eagles, hawks. It's very detrimental to raptor health when we leave little particles of lead out in carcasses. And so I started using all copper bullets because they hold together so well. They don't come apart like lead, but they're about the same price as lead now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel bad for
It's
using
not like
lead.
cookware.
I'm not sure. No.
That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, the all copper cookware. Yeah, that's pricey.
I was gonna say. That is okay. Well, that is a new thing. Yeah,
I love to cook too, and I love all copper cookware, but I don't cook on all copper cookware.
I know. Maybe when you're governor, that'll be like a wedding present
Maybe.
for you.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
You're up next.
Okay, sorry. Property taxes in our area really shot up this year, and the whole system seems unfair and disorganized. Is there any chance of fixing it? I keep getting these random things in the mail.
Here's what happened with our property taxes. We went into our last legislative session with about almost a $2.8 billion surplus. Most of that was federal money. A lot of states had these surpluses. I joke, I'm a bird hunter. Like, all bird dogs are geniuses and there's lots of birds, right? So lots of states had these surpluses. It wasn't necessarily just smart governance that did it. Influx of COVID money from the federal government did it. And what does our supermajority and our governor do? They do a couple things. They rush out and they give big tax breaks to huge extractive companies and companies like Northwestern Energy. Northwestern profited $986 million in 2020, and their CEO lives in South Dakota, made about $3.5 million. And we saw fit, we had to give away this $2.8 billion to companies like that and to very wealthy taxpayers. At the same time, property reappraisal was going through. And the legislature was warned, if this happens, every Montana homeowner is going to get a big old tax increase. And the legislature and Gianforte said, whatever, let it go. Now, in every other time that our appraisals have gone up like that, the legislature just simply adjusts the tax rate so that homeowners don't get slammed, and so that what happened by them giving tax breaks to big extractive companies, they shifted the tax burden big time from corporations and wealthy to homeowners, just average Montana homeowners. It was easy to fix. They were warned about it. They knew it was coming, and they still didn't do anything about it. Now they're worried about it. Now they're like, oh crap, there is a problem. Like, yes, there is a problem. You guys went to Helena. You knew this was coming. You could have fixed it. You didn't fix it. So is there an easy fix? Yeah, there's a relatively easy fix. The legislature, with the governor's guidance, can adjust those rates, but they can't do it out of session. So they had their chance and they didn't do anything about it. The only way to fix it now is the next legislative session. So homeowners are going to get hit with big tax increases. Yeah.
What if we
Yeah,
all
we've got
became
that.
wealthy executives? Is that one
So
solution?
I do think that
Then we get
I'm
the
waiting
money.
on Gianforte to propose that, because it would be so easy if everybody was a billionaire.
Yeah.
Nobody would give a damn about this stuff.
Yeah.
That's
true.
It's a super easy fix.
I know.
I mean, it seems straightforward, and I'm waiting. Perhaps the bill will be proposed soon, just to make everybody a billionaire bill.
Yeah, waterfall down economics, you know.
I mean, because it's easy to be a billionaire. We know that. All you have to do is like snap your fingers twice, and you get a private jet. You fly around $2,000 an hour. I've heard it's easy. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
snapping my fingers. But
Let's do it.
it's not coming to me.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
Keep
but
at it,
that
I say.
$650 check, boy howdy, that'll keep us going for at least a month.
Yeah.
We'll take
We did get. You can apply for a rebate. You got to jump through these hoops. That just expired. The rebate period just expired. It's 45 days. You had to apply for it. Lots of people in Montana did not. We don't know how many yet, but we're going to figure it out. By the way, only about 60% of the homes in Montana qualified for the rebate to begin with. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to find out, I think, a high percentage of people who qualified for that didn't do it, couldn't do it, didn't understand the system, didn't make it on the, through the whatever arbitrary time frame that they had. So, like, the state has all of our information. They know your social security number. They know how much you paid in taxes. They know what your geocode is. They know what your name is. And yet we have to go in the system and enter all that crap. Like, they have it all. They have it all.
That was
like,
weird.
So I don't know why we had to jump through those hoops and make, like, little old ladies in Kalispell who've lived in their home for 45 years and don't know what a geocode is.
I'm sure they have their 15-digit
Exactly.
geocode memorized,
Like,
Ryan.
right. Come on.
I had to search
Come
things
on.
up
I mean,
on the cadastral, just like zooming in a little further. I'm like, I think that's my house. That's my house.
exactly. But why are we making people do that? The state knows what your geocode is.
Yeah. Well, the reason they did it is because they knew not everybody would send it in, so they're saving some money, but then they're saving their ass.
Well, yeah, but it's these people's money, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so don't get me started. I'm gonna start
It's
letting
fine,
loose
it's
four-letter
good.
words, and then you're
I'm
gonna have to
so
push the
glad
beat
you're-
button all the time.
You're in a
I
safe
like
space.
a passionate candidate. I
Okay.
like it.
All right, this is my kitchen table, so we get to talk about what's important to me, and that is the tax credits for filming in Montana. The
Yeah.
state legislature voted against boosting that. What can we do differently the next time around to help ourselves?
Well, we're gonna have to have a governor that can stand up to some of these crazy jackwagons in the Republican supermajority. That why they pick on. They pass some crazy laws. They veto or kill sensible laws or incentives, and this is one of them. Why do we want a good, clean industry like film to go somewhere else? I don't understand it. It creates all sorts of great ripple effects in local economies, as you know, when you film. I've been in the towns when these shows are filming, and like the town's running on them. The hotels are full, the cafes are full, everything's. Why do we want to send that to Utah? I don't get that.
And
They'll
then
pull some
the
London
ripple
near there.
effect goes on to bring tourism dollars into the state at large. And I think that that's a very important thing that film does. There's not a lot of industry in Montana, but tourism certainly is top amongst them.
Oh,
and
it's
the film
huge.
is what's bringing those people here.
Yeah, it's huge. I just, people can pick on whether you like Yellowstone or don't like Yellowstone. I know that's a big topic of debate. But why, if we're going to have films about Montana, and newsflash, we are, why would we not want them filmed here?
Right.
Yeah.
It seems crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I don't know if you knew, I mean, MSU's got a great film program, and so many students try and stay here, but they can't because there's not enough work here. And so,
I laugh at the Gianforte and the Republicans say, open for business. Well, this is business. Why ain't you open to that? I don't know what, again, arbitrarily picking on some industry that they don't like, it just seems like a misuse of government to me.
We agree. High five.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Montana is the 4th largest state by area, but 48th in population density. Nobody get any ideas after this. And still, we lack affordable housing and suffer from issues with homelessness. What should we be doing differently?
Well, there are lots of things we're doing stupidly, I think. Number one, and some people aren't going to like this, but in Gallatin County, in Flathead County, I picked those. I live in Kalispell, outside of Kalispell. A huge percentage of the homes are, second, third, fourth trophy homes. Enough that it has a real impact on our housing. And same thing down here, right? Not so much right in Bozeman, but around Bozeman, it's a big deal. And yet we're taxing those second, third, fourth trophy homes the same as you and I are paying for our regular home. So by doing that, we're encouraging people to suck up housing resources that aren't really used. I mean, we all know people that they have these homes and they spend 24 days a year in Montana.
A month a year.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And yet we have folks in Bozeman and Kalispell and Missoula and Great Falls and Billings that can't afford a home. We're doing everything we can through our policy to make our housing supply worse. We're doing everything through our taxation policy to make our housing more expensive. For instance, that property tax thing we just talked about. If it's a rental home, it doesn't qualify for that property tax rebate, meaning that property tax increase is going to go full boat on every rental. So every person who owns a rental is getting ready to jack up their rental rates because their taxes went up. In other words, instead of making it easier on people, the legislature just made it a hell of a lot harder on people. So
Poor renters, yeah.
Yeah, the rent went from $1,500 to $1,700 now, which means on the margin, a few more people can't afford it, which means the housing problem gets worse. So fixing the housing thing, there's no magic bullet. Mm-hmm. We got into it through a few years of ill-advised decisions and and policy without much foresight. It's going to take a few years to fix it, but we should start making things marginally better instead of making them marginally worse.
I think that's the big thing is people see it heading in the wrong direction
Yeah.
rather than some sign of progress.
Well, think about this. the average home in Montana now is about $460,000. I can't believe we're saying that, but it's $460,000. The entry-level teacher starts in Montana, and Montana's 50th in education pay, in entry-level education pay. Entry-level teacher makes about $34,000 a year. How can you afford an average home in Montana on $34,000 a year? Tell me how that's going to work. And instead of using this $2.6 billion surplus to fix some of that, we're giving it to big corporations. I don't know about that.
I'm glad you brought up the teacher thing, because that has been, I've worked in school systems around here. That's been a real issue, especially up in Big Sky. Oh my God, it's like trying to find housing in Vail now, and these teachers are getting paid the same. This isn't on our sheet, but I would like to ask: is there a way to pay teachers more now that the cost of living has gone up so much in this state?
So we have to do that. Look, we're faced with a crisis, and I'm sorry, you hit a nerve for me.
Me too.
I'm fired up about public education.
Yeah.
I grew up outside of a town of 641 friendly people. That's actually half lie, because there were 641, but they weren't all friendly. The sign said friendly people, but so most of them were.
A couple of duds in there.
Yeah, 641 mostly friendly people. I graduated with a class of 16 kids in a rural high school with a great public school system. 16 out of 16 of us had an opportunity to go to secondary education, 100%. Some went to trade schools, some went to community college, some went to college, but 16 out of 16 went. And that was because small town kids, not one of us was wealthy. We're all farm kids and ranch kids. We had a great public school education. And Montana has had that, but we're sliding the wrong way now. And so all of these small towns across Montana, Big Sky has different challenges than Havre or Chester, but if we let these public school systems wither, 16 kids aren't going to have that opportunity anymore. No. You're going to have a charter school over at Chester? Come on. That we have to maintain our public school system. We have to pay our teachers better. We've got 1,004 teacher vacancies across the state. 1,004.
Yeah.
We've got little towns where teachers are working 8, 9, 10 hours a day and then cleaning the school because they can't get custodial help, or they're driving a bus. Like, I'm telling you, our teachers are stressed. They're on a knife's edge. They can't do any more. They feel like they're unappreciated, and they are, and they're not paid very much. Like, that's a recipe for disaster.
It really is. Yeah, they're my people. And some of my closest friends that have been in the school systems for over a decade are still having to rent rooms out in their house so they can afford to pay to live.
And again, then we make it worse with property tax stuff. Like, just little things we pile on these folks as if everybody's a billionaire. Well, we ain't all billionaires,
No, we're not.
I like that this is an important issue to you because of your family. Let's stay with your family. Your sons are plaintiffs in the landmark legal case, Held versus Montana. This is regarding mankind's role in climate change. Yeah. Your family dinner conversations must be so heavy.
Actually, okay, true, but we have 4 big personalities. Like, our kitchen table, they're heavy, but man, they're spirited. Like, one of the things Sarah, my wife, has always insisted on is every night that we can, we sit down to family dinner and everything literally is on the kitchen table. And when you have 2 very big, you got 4 big personalities, Sarah and me, and then our 2 boys, Badge and Lander, and they got lots of feelings and lots of opinions, and they let us have them. We're really proud of those kids in that case. I sat through the whole trial. There were 16 Montana kids that were part of that case. Those are the best kids Montana has to offer. I tell you, I mean, I'll peel my 2 out. I'm biased for them, but it was so impressive.
I was so impressed when I read that article.
It's just, I mean, to be in the room with kids who care about that. The one thing that came through is every single one of those kids cares about Montana. I mean, really, Montana runs through their blood, and they believe they're doing this for all Montanans, not for them, for all Montanans. And so, we're proud of them. It was a landmark thing.
Thank them on our behalf.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it, and if you need more kids, we're happy to throw our 2 at you. I'm just shocked that you ended up naming a child Badger and that she didn't, because she is very much.
So he's named after the Badger 2 medicine, my sacred place. I write about it in my book. It's the Blackfeet believe it to be the place of their origin. It's a sacred place for the tribe, obviously, for the Blackfeet Nation. It's a sacred place to me, and we're thrilled to name Badge after that, and our Lander, our other son's named after another favorite place of ours, Lander, Wyoming. So yeah.
Where is
Very
Badger
nice.
2 Medicine?
So it's a spot of national forest between the Bob Marshall Wilderness and Glacier Park. So it sits just on the west side of the Blackfeet Reservation. So just like northwest of Shoda.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's gorgeous, big, wild country. Yeah.
I love
Lots
it.
of
I love the Bob Marshall.
Lots of grizzly bears in there, lots of wolverines in there, lots of, all the native. It's the one spot in the lower 48 that still have all native, never lost all the native predators. I mean, it's a pretty cool spot.
That's amazing.
Keep your wits about you there.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe's never been in the Bob before. I'm like, we need to get better at tracking.
I have run across a few grizzly bears in the Badger. There are lots of grizzly bears there. As you can see, I've never been eaten or dismembered because I'm sitting here. But yeah, it's not a spot to not be prepared.
Yeah, we've had some grizzly encounters recently with one of our friends up in Big Sky. Did you hear that story?
I've heard lots of. Yeah, was that the recent one?
The one where his jaw was ripped off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's our buddy.
Kissy
Crazy.
bear.
So what do you do for bear protection?
I carry bear spray. My wife and I both carry bear spray. I think that's the best repellent. I do.
Yeah.
I also have Smith & Wesson 629, a 44 mag that I sometimes carry when I'm by myself or when I'm camping.
Nice.
I hope I never have to use it. I want to use the bear spray first, but
Of course.
it's sort of like an insurance policy.
Just both at the same time. Unload everything.
Yeah, I might try. That'd be a good movie scene.
Yeah.
Like I could see that's like a John Wick against the bears or something.
Yeah, bear spray, then gun,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Yeah, or like
Bow and arrow.
I think it'd slow it down, like some of those Matrix scenes. That'd be pretty badass. I'll get a film crew in there. We'll do that.
Totally.
Yeah. We'll talk after
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Oh, wait, my fault?
Yep,
my
this is
turn.
you.
Okay. Gianforte's, we're talking about it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Gianforte's pet project is basically a Noah's Ark museum. Which fables will you support when you become governor? A Flat Earth Commission or a Bigfoot Zoo?
Well, I think the first thing that Sarah and I are going to do is give the boys pet pterodactyls for their birthday.
Ooh.
Okay.
And then I was
Just
going,
like back in the old days.
well, like was it like a dozen years ago? I think is when that happened.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, just like according to the museum. Yeah. It's, also, I really want to start a T-Rex ranch. I've wanted to farm T-Rexes forever. I don't know what I'm going to feed them.
I heard their wings are delicious.
Yeah. Also, I mean, they're small, right?
Yeah.
The T-Rex wings are small. The drumsticks are huge.
Huge drumsticks.
Right. We're going to have a trailer to get those, but I'm going to have a high fence for these T-Rexes. It's going to be hard. I'm worried about them eating our bird dogs. But anyway, that's
We should just watch Jurassic
What about
Park.
unicorns? You could feed them unicorns.
I might do
Wait,
that.
dinosaurs existed. But you're right.
Okay.
What fables?
What time period did unicorns exist? Was it the same time as the dinosaurs or before or after? And were they on an ark?
Before and after.
Okay.
Yeah. They definitely made it on there.
So I was thinking though, if you put T-Rexes on the ark, right? Like you got rhinos and everything else, and then the T-Rexes come on the ark. I mean, isn't that a recipe for disaster in the ark?
You'd have to keep them on the Lido deck.
Yeah.
It would just be the T-Rex left probably there
Exactly.
at the end.
Yeah.
Exactly. It seems like a logistical nightmare to me, but perhaps it happened.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to the ranch.
We try not to be divisive on this podcast, Ryan, but we do need an answer from you
Yep.
that we know will upset people.
Yep.
Is it cats or grizz for you?
Oh boy. And I'm not making this up. We're sort of Fairweather fans.
Wow, you bounce
Like
back
a
and forth?
Diplomatic
Well,
fan.
like, how could you not cheer for the Cats when they're ranked number 2 in the country?
Yeah.
And I mean, and honestly, when the Grizz are like ranked above them, I kind of cheer for either one. Sarah and I didn't go to either one of those colleges, and so we can kind of pick between them. And I'm not making that up. We don't like the boys have always been Grizz kids.
Okay.
So I don't know why, because I think all of our family friends around Kalispell, they're
You're in
mostly
Kalispell,
Grizz
that makes
family.
sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not making it up. We cheer for either one. We've been to more Grizz stuff because we're closer there.
Yeah.
But love Bozeman too.
But you're in cat country right now, so
and
you
Cat's
might as
got
well.
Cat's got the hot team this year, right? So, I hate to say we're Fairweather fans, but we kind of are.
I get it.
Kind of are.
I think it makes a
Like
lot of sense.
we're bandwagon jumpers. I get it, but
I'm a Cats fan, but I also spent a semester in Missoula, so I'm like, I'm not against. I'm not like vehement. I'm an Auburn fan by birth. So
what I love to do, so I've got these friends, like so many of my Montana friends are very ardently one or the other.
Sure.
Like almost to the level of hatred one or the other.
Yeah.
And I love toying with those guys, like stoking, like just playing devil's advocate on either side. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of.
I'm sure it drives them
That
crazy.
was funny.
You haven't chosen it.
Oh, it does. It does.
I think it's fun.
So this is a game. That's the end of the interview. No more. I know we got a lot of
But if
gotcha
there's
questions.
anything else
in
you want
there.
to say to them, to our,
No, I mean, look, I'm running because Montana made me a better person. I'm worried about the existential threats that Montana faces. I think so much of what's happening here now really has no resemblance or bearing to the Montana that I love. I don't know why we think a governor should be in doctors' offices with women telling them what they can and can't do with their health care. That pisses me off. We have to change that. A governor has no bearing on that. I don't know why a governor is picking privatization of schools over public schools that give all kids the same sort of access to opportunity. That pisses me off. I'm worried about public lands access. Let me give you a little quiz. Like, do you know how many governors have ever sued to block public river access? The answer is one. One. Do you know how many governors aggressively fund gay conversion therapy? No, the answer is one.
Also,
I could keep going on and on here, and that's not the Montana I want to live in. I don't think it's the Montana that most people want to live in. I'm tired of this supermajority just trying to make us hate each other. Growing up on a ranch, if you saw somebody in the ditch with a flat tire, like, you didn't stop and say, "Hey, what color are you? And also, who do you love? And what do you identify as? And how many ways can I hate you?" No, you just stopped and helped them and went on about your business. You don't have to get in their life and figure out. And we're trying to make Montana into a place where we hate each other instead of help each other. That pisses me off. So I think we've got to course correct. We've got to save this Montana that we all love, not this thing that they're trying to create. I just want it to be a place where my kids feel the same way about it as we all did. As it's made us all better people, I think, and it's an important battle. So that's why I'm running.
Oh, I like that.
Maybe I'm just saying this because you're in our house, but you've got our vote.
Got our vote. Right? I was like, can we say you've got our vote? Because you totally do. All the things.
Of course we can say that.
Yeah.
Now let's listen to gun sounds.
All right, here we go. This game is called
fireworks.
This game is called Earshot. I thought it would be fun for you. I'm going to play some gun sounds, and you have to guess what type of gun you're hearing, okay? And Michelle does not know.
And just so the listeners know, I literally had no idea this was coming. So if I screw this up, I had no practice.
You didn't.
It's okay.
You didn't
I didn't have any
practice or train
either.
But
I
here
don't.
we go.
I think we're both gonna probably.
All right, we got a few here.
Are we gonna?
What?
Are we just gonna discuss and decide together?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a competition.
It's teamwork.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's the first one.
Don't make it too loud.
Okay, that's a 22 rifle.
That sounded like a baby. Yeah.
I believe this is an air rifle.
Really?
I'm gonna do it one more time.
Okay, you're probably right.
I heard.
Air
Yeah.
rifle.
It's a high power air rifle, but it's an air rifle.
Yeah, just your run of the mill Daisy. All right, here we go.
Okay, that's a 22.
There we
yeah,
go.
That's a
what
rifle.
a 22 sounds like. Good job.
That sounds
All
like
right.
clay pigeon shooting.
How about this one? Oh, wait. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Ha.
Well, I knew. Okay.
Wait.
The puns are never ending here, by the way. That's
A shotgun?
No, that's a rifle. Like a
30?
It's like maybe a
30-06?
I don't know how big caliber, but it sounds to me like a hunting rifle. No, it's not big enough to be a hunting rifle.
I don't know, man.
It's like a pistol maybe.
I thought it was a shotgun at first, but I'm
It
wrong.
is a pistol. There's a 44 Magnum.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
jeez. Okay, I was way off.
All right, how about this?
That could be an AR. Is it an AR?
It is not. That is a Kimber 1911.
Oh, dude.
I don't even know what a Kimber 1911 is.
It's like a pistol I sold like $1.5 million of.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, this one.
I failed that one.
This one is more or less. I think Michelle will get this.
Okay, what is a type of gun that you should not have in your kitchen?
That is a massage gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Oh, dang
Maybe
it.
you should have it in your kitchen.
I did miss that.
Little wild card. All right.
It's one of those, is it the one that I have?
Shit, that's
Did you-
great.
It's a Theragun.
The Theragun. I love those. Should have recognized
I
that
didn't
sound.
record these, by the way. I found these on the internet.
That's awesome.
Here's the next one. Do that one again.
I don't know.
That sounds small. That sounds like a rimfire rifle, a rimfire pistol.
It's a 308 bolt action
Really?
rifle.
Cool.
It's hard to know these.
Yeah,
you
because
don't,
they sound far away.
Yeah. That one was kind of quiet, too. I'm sorry, guys. I let you
You just need to be shooting them in the room with us.
Like you're tricking us, man.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I quit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
That's an assault rifle.
That's a full auto. Well, it's a full auto. I don't know what the caliber is, but it's a full auto. Probably like assault rifle or military rifle. It could be an AK. It could be an AR. I don't know.
It's a big one, 50 cal.
Oh, 50.
Heavy machine gun.
So it's like a 50 BMG.
Jeez. Is that one of the ones that like has the rotating situation?
It can be on top of a tank sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a big old.
Yeah. So
heavy
50
gun.
cal. Those 50 cal is big. Fires a huge bolt, like mile and a half. You can armor piercing 50 cal. You can put it through a vehicle.
Jeez, I can't believe I didn't know the sound of that. I used to fall asleep to it as
So
a
it's
baby.
not what you hunt rabbits with. Trust me.
No, that is war zone sounds. All right, here's one that's more for the Montana hunters.
I'm just gonna go with like deer rifle, like
rifle.
30-06.
30-06 or
One more time.
270?
One more time.
270?
Don't know. You're gonna have to tell me.
Also, your hand's shaking when you hold it over the thing. It's
12
hilarious.
gauge shotgun.
Oh,
12 gauge. All right, fine. I'm. This is just.
I
glad that
I was
there's no
shooting
money
20
in this.
gauge yesterday. I hunt with my boys, and my son Badge is shooting a 28. So I should have got that 28 gauge.
Wow.
Well,
I'm
maybe
excited.
you damage your hearing. Maybe.
So my wife Sarah says I can't hear shit. I say I can, and she just mumbles. So we're gonna go with she just mumbles, and my hearing's perfect because she's not here to fight back.
The truth is probably somewhere in between.
Yeah.
All right, here's the last one. Earshot. That's the name of this game.
Whoa, that was a laser. That was a laser.
Was that Luke Skywalker?
That was a Star Wars blaster. That is correct. All right.
Okay,
That's
it's
the one
pretty
I
bad
knew.
that I get like 8 wrong, but I get friggin' Star Wars right.
I know.
That told you what's been going on in our house.
I know.
My kids had Star Wars stuff. They still, like, they're 18 and 15. They still have Star Wars stuff.
Oh, well, of course that we
yeah.
still are very
Yeah.
big Star Wars
Yeah.
people.
I hope our children always have Star Wars.
Yeah.
So my son's favorite thing, he goes to college. He takes he's a film nut, right? Total film nut. But he's been an Indiana Jones nut since he was a very, very little kid. And even more sophisticated movies he loves. But he has had a 10-foot bullwhip since he was a little kid.
Very nice.
And so he takes his treasured 10-foot bullwhip to college with him. And for stress reliever, he goes out on the lawn and cracks his Indy whip. So that's
I love that.
and it sounds like some of this stuff, like it's as loud as a gun.
Has he ever been on the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland?
No, he has not.
It's one of my kids' favorite rides on the planet. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You feel like you're on an Indiana Jones
We'll all go
adventure.
together.
Yeah.
That was the game. That was the
Awesome.
interview. I don't have anything else for you. So thank
Awesome.
you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Ryan.
thank you guys. It was great to be here. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll bump into each other on a trail or at a bar or who knows where.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would love to we'll talk later about that. But I'd love to help out on the campaign if you need it.
Awesome.
In
Yeah.
Bozeman.
Thank you. And I would let everybody know if you want to see the campaign website, see the campaign video. Again, it's been viewed over 1 million times. You just go to Busse, Busse, for Montana.com. You can see all that stuff.
Very cool.
We'll throw that on the episode description as well.
Great. Thank
We
you.
appreciate your time.
Yep. Thanks, guys.